Breaking news, college athlete loses scholarship due to the fact of accepting a gift from a non-immediate family member. This is often something that you hear on ESPN or reading your local newspaper in the sports section. A college athlete has lost their college eligibility due to the fact that they've accepted something or done something to break an NCAA rule and they can no longer participate in college sports. I'm going to be focusing on the beginning, the accepting gifts and money and monetary things being illegal. As a former college athlete, I believe that any athlete in college should be able to receive some sort of check while they're there. This is in large part due to the fact that the athlete is giving up more than the average person would. The NCAA makes more than enough money, and 9 times out of 10, they're accepting this gift so that they can get some kind of income to their family while they're in college. The things that athletes give up are his college experience, fun, his body, and the ability to accept help from different members outside of their family. When you think about it in the college experience, you usually go through fraternity, sorority, spirit week, and things of that nature. While your student body is enjoying that, the college athlete is actually, in fact, either in practice, film study, class, or studying game film for the upcoming week. Body. The college athlete gives up their body. If I were to get hurt and not be able to play anymore, there's a possibility that I could lose my scholarship. As to where if a regular student was to get hurt, then it would just be a struggle for them to get to class. Athletes put their body through this because they're trying to reach the goal of only 1% of people in the world get to do, and that's become a professional athlete. Accepting gifts. Sometimes gifts are just minor things like something to eat or even a place to stay. This brings me to my next article that I want to talk about. In SB Nation, they did an article on a player named Nick Sitka. He played for the University of Baylor. He was homeless. He didn't have anywhere to stay. A friend found out about this and they offered him a spot on his couch. He accepted just because it was a place to stay. The NCAA found out and they took his scholarship. Why? Because he accepted something from someone who wasn't of his immediate family. I believe that if he was receiving some sort of check or some sort of income for playing on the college football team, he would not have been in that situation and he would have been able to continue his college career. The next one, Donald Delahaye. This is a widely televised player who basically chose YouTube over a scholarship at University of Central Florida. Donald Delahaye was like your average college kid. He was doing YouTube. Now, there's no problem with a college athlete doing YouTube. However, when it comes to the point where they can monetize the video, that's where the issue comes. The university found out that Donald was monetizing his videos and actually getting paid for his videos. So what they did was they called him into a meeting and told him he had to essentially choose between YouTube and playing college sports. Of course, because YouTube was providing him more money, he chose that. Not even a day went by and Donald lost his apartment that the school was providing for him while he was on scholarship there. He was forced to, 1, tell his parents, and 2, try to figure out what his next move was and where he was going to stay. The third, Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush has been banned from the University of Southern California for almost 10 years. The reason being is he accepted money from a sports agent before he was ready to turn pro. Reggie has came out and said that he accepted the money because he wanted to make sure that his family was okay while he was in school. I believe that if these players were receiving some sort of benefits for what they were doing, this would have never happened and they would have been able to, 1, still be a part of their school, 2, continue their education and be on scholarship and to further their college careers. This brings me to my next point. The NCAA makes enough money. Business Insider reported that in 2018, the NCAA brought in a revenue of about $1 billion. This is between selling of tickets and the selling of jerseys with college players' names on the back. These players that are putting their bodies on the line have received not a dime from that. These players, I don't look at them as just players, but I also look at them as advertising. If you think about it, the more your school is on TV, the more someone sees that player, the more someone sees the atmosphere that those players are able to create, the more they want to come to your school. When you're taking your college visits, you not only see banners with the school signs on there, you also see banners with different athletes and different sports on there as well. These students are bringing in money for the school, however, they are not reaping anything. Lastly, they're trying to make some money for their family. There are 3 athletes in particular that come to mind when I'm talking about this. Thomas Robinson, Ray Lewis, and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp grew up in a home with 7 of his cousins. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, so the thing he did most was he played football to get himself into a better situation and to help his family. Ray Lewis, he didn't accept anything. However, he decided he wanted to play football due to the fact that his mother was in an abusive relationship and he wanted to get her out of there. So what he did was he took a deck of cards and he worked out and he worked out and he worked out until he couldn't no more. And then finally he was able to get to the point where he was able to provide not only a better life for him, but also his mother. I believe that if these 2 players were receiving some sort of benefits while they were in school, it would have put their family in a better situation before they even turned pro. The last person I'm going to talk about is Thomas Robinson. This hit home. Thomas Robinson was a basketball player who went to the University of Kentucky. Kentucky Sports put out an article about how Thomas Robinson was forced to turn pro after his freshman year due to the fact that he had to take care of his little sister. They lost both their mother and their father in an accident, and so Thomas was the legal guardian of his little sister. This essentially put a lot of pressure on Thomas to provide a life for his sister and to get her out of the situation she was in. In my closing, the next time you hear a college athlete saying they believe they should be being paid for what they do, don't shun them, but I believe that you should back them. Not only are they putting themselves through the ringer, trying to make a better life for their family, but the NCAA makes enough money to pay these athletes. So don't be misinformed with this. Be informed. Have a good day.